Hey, everybody, how are you today? Welcome back. We are in chapter 6 of No Such Thing as Ordinary. So, today we are going to be talking about surrender. This beautiful chapter, again, that Rachel takes us through this idea, this mindset of how we can give everything over to Jesus. Because at the end of the day, He knows what's on our heart, He knows what's on our mind. There's really nothing to be hidden from him. We just have to open ourselves up. And so as we go through and we start to talk about this, this idea of surrendering, I love this part of John 4:16-17, as she opens up the chapter. Jesus said to her, "Go, call your husband and come back." The woman answered him, "I have no husband." And so at this point in the conversation, Fotina is realizing, like, I can't hide who I am from this man. There's obviously something here. There's some kind of thirst. There's some kind of hunger that I need to be honest with this person in front of me, with Jesus. And how does she acknowledge that? It's by who she is. And she's not going to lie to him. She's not going to hide from this this facade that she's been putting on, that she has this husband, because she's been living in sin. And this recognition, this idea to go on ahead and surrender and give this over to him, is like that breakthrough moment. You know, we see that in a story, in a movie. It hits. It's when everything turns. And so by her surrendering herself and who she is, she's giving herself over to Jesus. And that is something that is so hard for us as humans to do. We still struggle to a point of dying to oneself, because we have this selfishness that we want to still do what we want to do, yet we want to follow him. And we can't have it both ways, because at the end of the day, we are called to die to ourselves. We are to decrease and he increase. And so when we surrender, we give this up. There's this breakthrough piece that really happens, because not only are we putting our trust in Jesus, but we actually start putting our trust in ourselves. And what I mean by that is we can stop lying to ourselves and putting on like this air that everything's okay, and what I'm really doing isn't that bad, and it doesn't have to be necessarily in sin, but when we stop and we follow Christ, we're doing his work, right? And so we know when our days are off. We know that when we're frustrated or things aren't going our way, if we stop and we do this examination of conscience, what's happening? Are we truly giving it over? Are we doing the things that he's asking us to do? Or are we still fighting that response? And so I had never heard of the surrender novena before. A dear friend of mine had introduced it to me about 2 years ago. And I have little kids, and my patience can run thin, as it is for all parents. And I find myself calling upon the phrase of, "Jesus, I trust in you. Take care of everything. I surrender myself to you." And saying that 10 times over when I'm in like one of those, like, oh, I just want to react to the situation I'm in. And I'm like, no, help me through this. Help me understand why they're reacting this way, why we're having this difficulty right now, right? And I find that my mindset is so much better, because I'm giving it over to him. I know that I need to be, maybe it's more Christ-like towards my children, maybe it's towards my husband, those around me. And so he's giving me that strength, because I know that he's the one who can shoulder it all, right? So I love this quote on page 69, and Rachel is talking about how she just returned from World Youth Day, and she says, "It is Jesus, in fact, that you seek when you dream of happiness. He is waiting for you when nothing else you find satisfies you. He is the beauty to which you are so attracted. It is he who provokes you with that thirst for fullness that will not let you settle for compromise. It is he who urges you to shed the mask of a false life. It is he who reads in your hearts your most genuine choices, the choices that others try to stifle. And so, like I said, when we turn the rose-colored glasses off and we stop trying to make excuses, and I like the whole "you do you," we find that satisfaction in Christ, and we find our hearts resting in Him, and we find that while things are still difficult, it's a lot easier with Him, and it's a lot easier to bear with Him helping us with that weight. And so, again, this chapter of surrender is just a beautiful thing. If you haven't looked up the Surrender Novena, I highly encourage you to do it. It's a beautiful novena. It's a great prayer, and just remember, he's there. So just give it over to Him. Find that way to surrender. So I hope you loved this chapter, and I will be seeing you all soon.